Hi! In this video, we're going to talk about Pluralmind, which is a new extension for Twitch that lets plural folks show which of their headmates is talking. If you're familiar with PluralKit on Discord, it's kind of like that, but for Twitch. It's really easy to set up, and even if you're not plural, you might still want to check this out because the extension's going to let you see messages from plural folks, even if you aren't yourself. But we're going to start by actually hopping into how someone who's plural might set this up. So let's actually go over to the website. So all you need to do is go to pluralmind.chat, which will be linked below, and you'll see our little homepage here. Right where it says ready to add your headmates, go ahead and click on login with Twitch. Now I've already authorized it, so it's going to just take me here, but normally you'll see like a little Twitch like, hey, do you want to authorize page? And you can just authorize it. You can see in the permissions, we literally don't ask for anything. The only stuff Twitch is giving us is like your ID and your username. That's it. We don't even get your email. We don't want it. No need for it. So once you're in, you'll see that we have a couple things we can set here. So you have your system settings, which we'll get into in a moment, and then you have where you add your headmates or members. So let's go ahead and add our first member, and I'm going to name her Leah. I'll make the proxy an L, and we'll get into how this works in just a moment, but basically this is how I'll start a message to tell Pluralmind, hey, I'm sending a message as Leah. And then you can choose if you want to make it where you have to, in this case, type a capital L. You can turn that on. If you want to be able to do both, you can turn that off. Her pronouns are she, her. And I'm not going to set a color here yet for Leah specifically, and we'll get into that in a moment. Now let me add another headmate. Her name is Samara. I'll do an S, also she, her. And her color is BB77FF. And no, I don't know that off the top of my head. So at this point, I already have two members, and they're actually good to go. I could go over to a Twitch chat, and I could start talking with either L colon or S colon, and Pluralmind will know, okay, you're sending messages from Leah and Samara. But before we do that, I want to go over the system settings really quick. So if you click on this little pencil icon up here, you'll see Edit System. And you can actually specify global settings here. So like if I didn't want to put in she, her, let's say I had most of my headmates were she, her, right? I could just enter that here and I don't have to enter it for every single one. Same thing with color. So like I really like pink, so I might make that the default color for all of my headmates. And then any headmates that don't have that set are going to fall back to the system color. Now, you don't have to set color or pronouns at all for the system or for your members. And if you don't, like the pronouns obviously just won't get included. And if you don't set a color, it'll just use your normal, Twitch color. But you have the ability to set it globally or override it per member. Whatever you put on a member is always going to take priority. So if you want to make sure someone has a certain set of pronouns or color, definitely set it right here. The last thing we're going to talk about is auto proxy. So normally, if I wanted to send a message as Leah or Samara, I would type like that L colon or S colon before my message, and then that tells Pluralkit who's talking. But if one of your headmates talks a lot more than the others, and you don't want to have to type the prefix every time, you can actually go to auto proxy settings and choose which of your headmates you'd like to auto proxy. Any messages you send, even without a prefix, will default to being from that member. You don't have to enable this. You can if you want. I'm actually going to leave it off for right now. You can change it at any time. And by the way, if there's other types of auto proxy settings you'd like to see, definitely let us know. We're happy to add them. This is just the starting point. So once you've got everything all set up, there is one other really important step, and that's installing the browser extension so that you can actually see your proxied messages and also proxied messages from other Plural members. So I'm in Chrome right now, so I'm going to just go ahead and click on the Chrome icon. And I'm just going to hit add to Chrome. It's going to say, hey, do you want to add it? Yes. We're not going to sign in right now. There's no need. And now, if I go to Twitch, we're basically all set here. So I can go ahead and, send an unproxied message. Here's a regular message, which is going to just show my username like it ordinarily would on Twitch. But I can also send a message as Leah. Here's a message from Leah. And you'll see we have pronouns, we have her name, and we can also send one as Samara. Hi from Samara. And then we can see Samara's color also comes through here. Now, there's one other thing you can do. You'll notice these messages don't show Leah and Moonlight anymore. So that's not normally an issue. If you want to, you can always click on a name and still see like which Twitch account it belongs to. But if you don't want to have to click, all you have to do is go up to extensions up here, click on Pluralmind, and then you'll see we have an option in here for show Twitch usernames on proxied messages. If we turn that on, we see Leah and Moonlight again next to both headmates' names. So that's always an option if you prefer to just always see them. And I'm going to turn that back off. And that's how you set up Pluralmind. I hope it was nice and simple. If you have any questions at all of our socials are on pluralmind.chat. You're more than welcome to reach out to us there. We're happy to help. If you're a streamer, we have a video on how to also enable Pluralmind in your OBS chat doc. So be sure to check that out as well. And we also have resources on pluralmind.chat. There's a little button near the bottom that says like resources for streamers. Go ahead and click on that, and we have some integrations that you can actually add that are ready to go, like chat widgets and things that already support Pluralmind out of the box. So be sure to check those out. Thank you all so much, and we'll catch you next time.